Peace be upon you, friends. Welcome to another thrilling episode of our series, The End of Times 2024, on Speaking History. Today is the 16th episode, and we've got some captivating stories lined up. Let's dive right in. The Jews once questioned, if Jesus was truly the Messiah, why was he crucified? After his crucifixion, Christianity surged, and by 64 AD, the Jews openly rebelled against the mighty Roman Empire. The Romans retaliated fiercely, crushing the rebellion. In the ensuing massacre, 150,000 people were killed, and thousands more were captured and thrown to wild animals in amphitheaters. Jerusalem was set ablaze, and the Temple of Solomon was so thoroughly destroyed that no Jew could identify its original location. The Jews were expelled from Palestine, and the Christian Roman Emperor Heraclius took control. During this turbulent time, Prophet Muhammad was born in Arabia. The city remained a stronghold of Christian rule until the era of Caliph Umar ibn Al-Khattab. Scattered and homeless, the Jews began to settle in various places, often invoking their kinship with the local Arab Bedouins and the Quraysh Arabs, a relationship rooted in the descendants of Prophet Abraham. Here's an intriguing fact: the Jews are descendants of Prophet Isaac, son of Abraham and Sarah, while the Quraysh are descendants of Prophet Ishmael, son of Abraham and Hagar. In their holy book, the Torah, the Jews included a narrative about Ishmael's mother, Hagar, depicting her not as Abraham's wife but as a maidservant left in the desert at Sarah's behest. For centuries, Christians dumped garbage on the ruins of the Jews in Jerusalem. This humiliating situation persisted until Caliph Umar ibn Al-Khattab's conquest of the city. The Patriarch of Jerusalem fiercely defended the city with Latin soldiers, but in February 638 AD, the Christians were forced to surrender. Remarkably, the Patriarch insisted on handing over the keys of the city only to Caliph Umar. When Caliph Umar entered Jerusalem, he took it peacefully, without any bloodshed, an unprecedented act in history. When the Christians surrendered, there was no violence, no burning of religious sites, and no exile. Caliph Umar expressed a desire to see the sites of the resurrection. The Patriarch led him directly to the site, where the grand monument built according to the belief in Jesus' death and resurrection stood. The Muslim Caliph was not pleased, as Islam rejects the crucifixion of Jesus. When the time for prayer came, Caliph Umar was asked to pray inside the church, but he chose to step outside. He explained that if he prayed inside a Christian church, Muslims might later seize it and convert it into a mosque. Caliph Umar issued a decree that no mosque would be built there. He then visited the Temple Mount, only to find it used as a garbage dump by the Christians. With his own hands, Caliph Umar began cleaning the site, and his companions followed suit. Seeking advice from the Jewish scholar Caliph Umar recited the 17th and 18th surahs of the Holy Quran, which recount the events of prophets David, Solomon, and the Temple of Solomon. Ka'b suggested a location north of the mountain for worship, but Caliph Umar rejected it, fearing Muslims might face Jewish holy places during prayer. Instead, he chose the site of Herod's royal balcony, where a simple wooden structure was built, ensuring Muslims faced Mecca during worship. This became the Quba Mosque. Let's transport back to 68 AD. The mighty Umayyad Caliph Abd al-Malik ibn Marwan orders the construction of the iconic Dome of the Rock, known as Qubat al-Sakra. Completed in 72 AD, this architectural marvel was funded by a 7-year tribute from Egypt. But why built here? Some say angels circled this site in homage to Prophet Adam. Others believe Noah's Ark rested here after the Great Flood. It's also prophesied that on Judgment Day, the angel Israfil will stand on this rock and blow the trumpet. During Prophet David's time, Jews offered sacrifices here, consumed by heavenly fire as a sign of acceptance. And this is where Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, began his miraculous night journey to the heavens. Nearby stands Masjid al-Aqsa, often mistaken for the Dome of the Rock. Did you know that praying here is equivalent to 25,000 prayers? This mosque, the second built on earth, has a history spanning back to Prophet Adam. Rebuilt by Prophet Abraham, it was later reconstructed by Prophet David and completed by Prophet Solomon, earning it the historical name Solomon's Temple. Under Babylonian King Nebuchadnezzar, it was destroyed, only to be rebuilt by Caliph Umar. One wall of this ancient structure remains, the Wailing Wall, the holiest site for Jews who mourn the temple's destruction. Fast forward 200 years. Jerusalem faces numerous uprisings, but its buildings are restored, drawing people of all religions. However, a new chapter in history begins as European Christian powers unite to reclaim the city from Muslims, launching the Crusades from 1096 to 1292. Pope Urban II's call for a holy war leads to the term Crusades. These wars pit the Latin Christian West against the Greek-influenced Eastern Roman Empire, both aiming to defeat Islam. Internal conflicts among Muslims, including the Turkish rulers in Baghdad and the Fatimids of Egypt, fuel the European drive. With the rise of feudalism, the Pope's authority was threatened, prompting the need to redirect restless forces. In 1097, at a historic gathering in Clermont, a holy war against Muslims was declared. Armed pilgrim caravans set out with divine permission to invade Islamic lands. The Pope proclaimed, "Seize the Holy Land. This land is yours, free from the infidels." The First Crusade in 1096 saw the establishment of 4 Christian states, Antioch, Tripoli, Edessa, and Jerusalem. In 1099, the Crusaders entered Jerusalem and, over 3 days, massacred around 30,000 Muslims, with many seeking refuge on the roof of Masjid al-Aqsa. Chronicler Raymond described this massacre as a joyful act of divine approval. This brutal success convinced many of God's support. Muslims, once seen as impartial, were now viewed as wicked infidels. The Crusades were seen as divine justice, similar to the Israelites' exodus from Egypt. The Crusaders appointed Godfrey as their leader, who moved into Masjid al-Aqsa and converted the Dome of the Rock into a temple dedicated to the Lord, adorning its walls with Quranic verses and gospel inscriptions. And that's a wrap for today's episode, friends. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon, like, share, and leave your valuable feedback in the comments section. See you in the next episode. Take care, and goodbye.